Mo. It is May 1st, and I'm coming to you with another book haul slash recently acquired books. Remember in April when I said this? I said this last month, but I am hoping that in April I will be acquiring less books. Yeah, that didn't go so well. So I have acquired more than 60 books in April. I don't even know how that happened, and that is not counting a huge box of books that my father gave me that he was getting rid of. I am not going to go over those books today or ever possibly, because those are kind of rescue books and they're probably going straight into my basement box books. So if I ever do a basement box book haul, I will let you know. I am actually going to count 4 of the books that he gave me in the 60 books because they are books that I'm putting on my TBR shelf and they are books that I am planning on reading at some point soon. But because there are so many books to talk about, I'm going to split this recently acquired books into 2 videos. I'm going to start with the books that I purchased, and I'm going to begin with the last books that I purchased, which I purchased yesterday on April 30th. We were able to go to one of my all-time favorite used bookstores, the Book Garden in New Egypt, New Jersey, and I got 4 books at the Book Garden. And the first 2 books that I want to talk about are Dracula and the Invisible Man in these really adorable little comic book versions. Yeah, these were printed in the 80s, and whenever I see these, I always pick them up. I just think they're so cute, and I'm starting a little collection of them. I'm thinking about maybe doing a video where I read a bunch of these and compare them to the books that I've actually read, like The Invisible Man and Dracula, so let me know if you'd be interested in seeing that kind of reading video slash vlog. I also picked up 2 books by Mary Roberts Reinhardt at the Book Garden, and I got the Red Lamp in this kind of trade paperback edition, and I got The Haunted Lady in this beautiful old mass market paperback with a totally amazing cover. I'm kind of kicking myself. There was a mass market paperback version of this one, and I feel like I should have gotten the mass market paperback version, but I wanted to try both, so I could always go back and get the other one if I need to. I've never read any Mary Roberts Reinhardt, and I don't know what either of these books are about, except I assume that one has a red lamp and one has a haunted lady, but I know that Kevy loves Mary Roberts Reinhardt. I'm super excited to read this American Golden Age mystery author. Altogether, I spent $36 on books, and the most expensive book that I bought was $5. I got Life Drawing by Robin Black at a Goodwill. I actually thought that this was another book, and I saw it and I thought it was a book that I had heard CJ Reads talk about, but I couldn't look it up at the time, so I just grabbed it, and it isn't that book at all, but it does sound like kind of an interesting book about a mother and daughter. Also at a Goodwill, I got another Rita Mae Brown and Sneaky Pie Brown book, which are mystery books with a cat protagonist. I have one other of their books, and I haven't read any of them yet, but I'm excited to give these cat mysteries a try. I found a ton of good books at my local Salvation Army. One of them was Facing Mount Kenya by Komo Kenyatta. This is a Kikuyu account of living in Kenya, and I'm really excited to read this one, especially since I read Out of Africa and the book by Ngugi wa Thiong'o. I've been really interested in learning more about Kenyan culture and more about tribal life in Africa. I also got The Devil in the Blue Dress by Walter Mosley. This is I think like noir style mystery book. Walter Mosley is known for being a Black mystery author, and I'm looking for more mystery books by Black authors, and I've had this one on my want to read list for a long time. I really don't like this movie cover, but I can always find another version eventually, I'm sure, but for now, I'm super excited to get to this one and read the first of his mystery series. Also at that Salvation Army, I found Tomorrow's Tomorrow, The Black Women by Joyce A. Ladner. This seems to be kind of like more academic essay style text, and I just thought it looked cool, so I picked it up. I also got Blues People, The Negro Experience in White America and the Music That Developed from It by Leroy Jones. This one also looked totally amazing. I love blues music, so anything that tells me more about the history of blues music and the way that it's culturally significant to Black Americans sounds like I definitely want to read it. I got Religion, Racism, and Reparations, a Black Manifesto, edited by Robert S. Leckie and H. Elliott Wright. This has writings by a lot of really interesting sounding Black authors, and again, it's more academic, essay style book, but it sounded like an interesting one that I could read maybe a few essays at a time. I found Toni Morrison a mercy. I am slowly acquiring all the Toni Morrison books, although I've only read one. I know that she is going to be a favorite author. I kind of feel similarly about Alice Walker. I've read The Third Life of Grange Copeland, and I have one other Alice Walker book on my TBR. In Love and Trouble is a book of short stories. At that same Salvation Army, I also found Running in the Family by Michael Ondaatje, who wrote, The English Patient, who wrote The English Patient, which was made into a movie. I recently got a copy of The English Patient. I haven't read any of his work yet, but this is a true account of his time returning to the island of Sri Lanka and how the dynamics of his family work and how they've changed since he's been abroad for so long. At a Goodwill, I found this cool book called Do Cats Need Shrinks? Cat Behavior Explained by Peter Neville. This just is an amazing cover, and I did think it was an interesting book that I might want to look into, but this is going to go on my reference shelf, not on my TBR shelf. Then I did go to the book co-op in town, the Asbury Park Book Cooperative, and I found a book that is not here but is going to be in my April wrap-up. That was a New York Review Books book. I was looking for more of those to participate in Rick McDonnell's readathon in April, and I found one and I read it and I liked it, but you'll have to watch that video to see that one. But I also picked up a few other books, of course. I got Martha Wells' All Systems Red. I've been wanting to read the first book in the Murderbot series for a long time, and I was super happy to find this for $5. I also got Sarah Perry's Malmuth. I've heard mixed things about this historical fiction, but Sarah Perry wrote The Essex Serpent, I think, and that's on my 21 books I found out about in 2021 that I want to read in 2022 list. This was $1, so I picked it up, even though, again, like I said, some people really love this book and some people really hate it. The last book that I got at the cooperative is Amistad Maupin's The Night Listener. I've been slowly picking up all Amistad Maupin books that I see. I got a big collection of Tales of the City books at a little free library recently, and I found a couple other of his books as well. I really like him as a writer. I've read several of the Tales of the City books previously, but I'm interested in reading some of his other stories, and this is one of those, but I don't know what it's about. And lastly, I went to the Wall Library book sale, and I got quite a few books from there, so we'll go over those now. The first one I got is Ecotopia by Ernest Callenbach. I have no idea what this is about, but I like the cover and I like the idea of Ecotopia, a utopian eco-friendly city or planet. So who knows what this story is actually about. It's quite short and it sounds interesting to me. Then I got Please Look After Mom. I heard about this on BookTube. It's by Kyung-Suk Shin, and it is about a family who goes to a crowded area and lose track of their mother. And as they are looking for her in this highly populated location, they learn that maybe she didn't get lost, but maybe she left. Another Toni Morrison for my collection, I got Love. This one's really short, and I think it's one of her later books, I think written in the early 2000s. I don't know if I'll be reading her books in order or in publication order, or if I'll just pick them up when I see fit, but when I see them at book sales or little free libraries, I always grab them. And similarly, now I am collecting all of Alice Walker's book that I find, so here is another one. Now is the Time to Open Your Heart. I don't know what this one's about either, but it's going in the collection. Oh, this one's all ripped. It's such a pretty cover, and I have to say that one of the reasons that I got The People of the Book by Geraldine Brooks was because of the cover. I remember thinking that the book that she had written previously sounded interesting, and since this one was so pretty, I picked it up. I got 2 Banana Yoshimoto books. I have never been that interested in Banana Yoshimoto, but I didn't realize that their books are so short and cute. Look how cute these little books are. So I got Kitchen, which has lots of great reviews and people tend to really like, and I got NP. These books were written quite a long time ago, but I think both of them, one or both of them, feature queer characters and possibly trans characters, so I definitely wanted to pick these up. Next, I got this little book by Julia Lee. It is called Disquiet. It looked like a disturbing, possibly horror thriller, and again, it is so cute. It has French flaps, and I thought that maybe this would be another short horror volume that I could read for horror mayhem. I did find one New York review book at the Wall library sale. This is The True Deceiver by Tove Jansson, and this is about a woman who lives on her own in a secluded area, but finds herself having to interact with people, and when she does, she tends to lie. This one sounded really interesting, and as we know, I usually pick up all the New York review books that I find. And lastly, and my most exciting find at the Wall library is Rita Mae Brown's Ruby Fruit Jungle. This is a queer lesbian classic, and I'm so excited to get to this one. It's been on my want to read list, and I've been keeping my eye out for it. This is a like pristine copy, like no broken spine. Look how pretty the numbers are for the chapters. I'm super excited to this one. I'm hoping to get to it in June for Pride Month. So those were all the books that I bought in the month of April, but it's only about half of the books that I'm going to film for you. I will be back soon with another recently acquired books. I have 2 large stacks over here, and I'm excited to show you all the books that I found in Little Free Libraries or got for free in the month of April, so check back in for that. Let me know if you've read any of the books that I purchased here. Let me know how much you spent on books in the month of April, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!